All right, so welcome to our call. It's October 26th, and I figured tonight, guys, we can just all kind of come together and spend some time talking about like duplicating in our businesses because, at the end of the day, it's like, you can be doing all the things and you can be hitting Success Club and you can be bringing on active coaches and reconvening and everything, but at the end of the day, what's really most important is like looking at your downline and seeing who is duplicating what you're doing. And so really just spending some time looking at, the things in your business and asking yourself, what am I doing that's, going well, that's actually working, that I see other coaches on my team duplicating, and then, doing more of that self-evaluation and asking and getting honest with yourself with, all right, what the heck is not working for my business? And one of the things just that like I've learned kind of over the past over 3 years now is I kind of had this mentality before with the whole duplicating, just because I came on and was such a go-getter and I didn't have anybody, holding my hand. I didn't have a coach who was engaged at all. And I just did it all on my own. I just assumed that most people, the go-getters, will just rise and they will take off, and that's how it will be. And I also assumed that a lot of people knew certain things, like basic things that they actually just don't even know at all. So what I learned through all of it is to be like super specific when we have like specifically like our new coaches, like with like getting them started right and different things like that. So I wanted to just take a second to kind of open it up and think about some of the things. If you see people duplicating anything in your teams, in your business, what are some things that you see duplicating down in your downlines? And what are some areas that we can really improve on? So I don't know if anybody wants to share something that's working for them and their team that they can see, like start to see like their new coaches actively doing. Because I know that's something that we've kind of all been struggling with. Is like getting our new coaches to actually do something. And part of it, I think honestly what it is that the longer you stay in it, I feel like the more detailed you get and you forget these little things, you just assume that they're going to know it. I don't know. That's how I personally feel about my business. Do you guys have anything that's working in your business where you can actually start to see some duplication in your downline? Anywhere? Nothing?
My girls have been, I try and really stress about the posting.
Yeah.
A lot of them have been doing transformation posts, which is awesome.
That's really good.
Where they fall, and they do with the hey girl type messages, which is something that I tell them to do just to get that conversation going. Cause like, I know for myself, like I'm shitty at forming, like going on someone's page and finding something to start a conversation about. I'd rather just like be like, hey girl, just sending some love and like light to you today or whatever.
Yeah, that's cute.
So I do those a lot just to like get new eyes on my stuff. And so my girls have been doing that, but they all really get lost. Like then when it's like, all right, they ask me a question, like, how do I answer? Or, all right, they want to know what a challenge pack is. What do I say? And it's like, I get struggle there. Cause I'm like, I provide my girls. Back when Carrie was still, active, we made this ebook.
Yeah.
And it was kind of just like a new coach training, and everything was in there, like literally everything you could find. And there was links to scripts and links to everything, but
that's awesome.
But they don't look at it.
Yeah.
It's like everything you could possibly need is in this ebook because none of them were doing a training. Yeah. And it's just like, so I get lost because I'm like, where can I put things so you guys will actually look?
Yeah, I know.
Or like, I don't know. I struggle with that.
I know what you mean too. That's why I ended up like spending the entire weekend when I went back to Boston. I just started now. I don't even know if this is going to help because again, it's like you said, people actually need to actually read it. But I just feel like and I'll share with you guys as soon as I'm almost done. I had like some last minute things I need to tweak on it, but I just remember going to like leadership last year. I think it was seriously last year. Like this is how behind I am. And I just remember Melissa McAllister up there on the stage, and she doesn't have high Success Club numbers, but she is like always in the top 10. And it was because of the process that she had of like bringing on the new coaches, like how she was able to nurture them. And I really, really, really liked what she said. I loved how she said how, like when her new coaches came on, she'd send them a little like welcome packet with different things. So that's kind of like why I started doing that. And then I loved how for her welcome email, she had it broken down into like, it's like 7 emails, I think it is. It was broken down to like 5 or 7 emails. And the first one would go out. And then 2 days later, the next one would go out. So it wasn't this huge, massive thing, because mine right now is like this huge, massive thing with like the welcome video, and then click here for the to-do list, and like everything that you click leads you to this other huge thing. And I just feel like it's so much and so overwhelming that people just, they're like, oh my God, I honestly just don't even know where to start, to be honest. So I broke it down really simple for them and had it be very basic like that. Like, welcome to the team. Like, you're going to be, you know, in this team page, Team Forever Strong, you're going to be in this challenge group. So I did like a couple things, you know, make sure you are in this coach basics, like complete the application type of thing. I did that. And then like the second one was something like, you know, schedule, you know, watch my welcome video here and schedule your Getting Started Bright call with me here. And then the third one was like broken down into, all right, now I want you to announce to people that you're, you know, a coach. Here's a sample of what I wrote. Here's, you know, you can use it as a template, and then also include, because when I first became a coach, I never did like an invite at the bottom for anybody to join me. It was just kind of like, hi, like I'm a coach and la da da. And I just feel like so many of like my newer coaches now, and they add in that last paragraph about like, hey, like I'm really excited because I'm going to be doing this 21-day support group with our team, and I want to be doing it with people. Like, I'm looking to lose 15 pounds myself and have all this accountability. You know, shoot me a message if you want to hear more about it, or like the post. So I had them add that in there, and then I will below that in that email, I told them like how to message all those people, what to say, different conversation starters. But I feel like just making it as basic as possible is is going to be so key. So it took me an entire year to finally decide to do this. A little ridiculous. Because I just feel like people come on and they get so overwhelmed. Like, there's all these team pages and all these videos and all these trainings, and they're getting emails up the wazoo, and it's like, where the hell do I start? So I'll share that with you guys as soon as it's all set. But it is true, like in terms of like when coaches are asking, like, what do I say to this? Like, I tell my coaches like right off the bat, like, this is what you should do. Like, here's a couple different ways of conversations that you can send to people like every day. And if they write back to you and say like, oh, tell me more about it, this is actually all in my new welcome email too, just so you know. Because I've been manually telling people this, and it's just so time consuming. I'll tell them what to say after that. When they say like, oh yeah, that sounds interesting, tell me more about it, I'll shoot them over like what I would say. And then if they ask, you know, oh, like, how much is it? Then I'll also send them over what I say for that. So I'm now putting that all in the email. But again, hopefully they read it. You know, you never know. But I just feel like things are just, I feel like even like in terms of like duplicating, making things like tips of the day in the team page that are like super basic, like super basic. Like, I just feel like, I just even feel like with myself, like over time, I'm so far in that it's like, I just feel like the fundamentals sometimes are just being forgotten. I'm forgetting like the things that I take for granted that I already know, that I feel that I think to myself, well, they should definitely know that, right? They don't know. So what else are you guys doing like to help with the duplication process too, like in terms of like helping like your coaches have success, like, or get that first like win right off the bat? Anything.
I was so excited for this call because I feel like that's something we're constantly revamping, and I've lost like all interaction on my team page. And so I agree with you, like hearing the tip of the day or tip of the week or whatever, keeping it really simple. I need to get back to that because we created, Jen and Angela and I created a whole Coach Basics. Like it's all in one form, like you said, with the links, and maybe it's overwhelming, but I mean, I've signed on a lot of coaches and met with coaches in person even, or did a Zoom call, and then it went nowhere. And so I don't know, I almost want to just ask them like, You know, what
Yeah.
is it too overwhelming? Is it just that their goals aren't, I mean, most of their goals aren't what my goals are.
Right.
I don't know if you guys find the same, like, do you give them all the same training? Like, did you listen to the National Wake Up Call this week, how she puts them into two
Yeah, I
separate?
love that.
Yeah.
But I'm like, what is that thing she was talking about that she uses?
That app?
Yeah, like Voxer or something. I think you
Oh,
have to pay
I've
for
heard
it,
of
but
that. Oh yeah. That's
yeah.
like you can send the messages to people. It's kind of like voice. It's like it's like a, oh my God, it's like a walkie-talkie almost.
So it's not like Messenger?
No, I think it's like a walkie-talkie type of
Hmm.
thing on the phone.
But Kathy, that was the girl, Jamie Ennis, that I was telling you about, who all of her girls, for some reason, I came
Yeah.
upon her on Instagram, and I keep stumbling on all her girls. I don't know why they always come up in my feed, but like they all have like 10,000 to 15,000 followers, and they're only following like a few people, like all of her, and they're all her coaches. So that's
Yeah.
why I'm like, what the hell are these girls doing?
Yeah. I mean, they like, it's true, because it's not so much about like how many followers you have, but if like you look at people's like engagement in their actual,
Right.
like that, like if you look at that Amber girl, who's going to be doing the team call for us, who did that whole Instagram training. I mean, she's only got like 6,000 followers, but if you
Right.
look at like her photos and her engagement on her posts and stuff, she has like 150 to 293 likes and like all these comments and stuff like that. So it's like, that's definitely what you want. I definitely think
A week.
that I feel like sometimes like the longer you stay in this, obviously like all of us have like huge goals. So I think that most people don't have big goals like that. And sometimes I feel like, you get so far into it, like you're thinking about where you want to go and your vision, like how you want your life to be and everything. So you tend to think like bigger. So you're sharing more of like the bigger stuff in the team page. But then even if people kind of have that vision for that, if they do, they still don't really know like how to do it or what steps to take. It's not like really laid out to them. So like that is my plan, is to go back to what I was doing at the beginning.
So what kind of tips, like, are you guys think, like, because I like that, like just simple
Yeah, simple tips. I
tips,
actually
but
have
like,
a
I don't know,
thing.
like what?
Yeah, like I have like something actually in the team page. I think I have under the files. It'll say like tip of the day. Maybe it does. I'll have to check.
I wonder, what do you guys think of this? Like,
Yeah.
like our coaches that are like kind of newer but have been doing it long enough that they really like, I feel like a lot of my coaches really know what they should be doing, but they're like not, like they're not. So
Yeah.
like, what if we asked some of our other people to come in and give a tip of the day, like for a newer coach, because I think that would empower them. But then it would also like remind them what they should be doing. And then maybe like, I know like when you guys ask me to do calls or say things, I always do like a little research and watch some extra, you know what I mean? And to help myself. And I wonder if that would not only like help our current people, because then they would be engaged more, but then I don't know, like they're in it, you know what I mean? And it's empowering them to share.
Yeah, I think so. You mean like asking, right? Like you said, the newer coaches who have, kind of been doing this for a little bit, start sharing the tips and things like that. I think that's
I think even anyone, like even if it's like, I have a new coach, actually, she's not even a PS. She's one of my PS's coaches. And she was talking about like how she's really great in person, but she sucks on social media. I'm like, all right, well, you're like the opposite of everyone. So,
I know.
like asking her, like, you want to go live on the team page and share about how you actually talk about it. Cause like,
Yeah.
just asking, like I have one of my girls, I asked her if she would post the National Wake Up Call for me every Sunday, like just to give other people, so it's not always just me.
Yeah.
Because I always forget also. So I'm like, hey, it's just super simple. Like, you want to do me a favor? Like, can you post it every Sunday for me? Like.
Yeah, that's great. No, that's really good. Delegating as much as possible.
Yeah.
That brings me back to Courtney too, and Jen, like all of you, what you were just saying, like empowering your coaches. That's, I think, why everything was going so well for our team way back when we started inviting them to post a day in the challenge group, or speaking on a team call for just like a couple minutes. And I think I've gotten away from that. I don't know. And I think it's because they stopped hitting, like when coaches stop hitting Success Club, I feel like, okay, they really need to work on that first.
Mhm.
But maybe not. Maybe
Yeah.
I'm thinking about it all wrong.
I
And
agree.
it's like some people, I don't know, like for me, that's like this, I don't know, that's my standard. Like I'm at SC8. I'm not doing anything but that.
Mhm.
But there's some people that aren't like, I don't know, I guess like they're not there yet where it's like that's all they care about. So just trying to empower them, I think, like in my wellness group too, like I'm not running I'm just opened up my wellness community for the rest of the year because I'm like, I can't do monthly groups right now with the holidays.
No.
It's stupid.
Yeah.
But I really like reactivated it, and I like put up a poll of like what they want to hear, and like they all want more recipes, and I'm like, oh great, girls, because that's like the one shit that I suck at.
Yeah.
Like a bunch of them were like, oh, I'll post this or I'll start a feed on this, and I'm like, and these aren't even coaches, so now I'm like, all right, yes,
Yes.
do that, because then I'm gonna be like, dude, you're already pretty much coaching, like, you know.
Exactly.
I don't know.
I
But also just letting them take work off of me.
yeah, definitely delegating more is the key.
Yeah.
Because there is so much busy work. It's ridiculous. Like you can be busy for 3 hours a day on busy shit that doesn't really grow your business.
Right.
I should have delegated a long time ago.
It's
But the
hard.
control freak in me.
I know. I just want to get to the point where I could like hire someone, like afford to hire someone to help me.
I know. Well, ask somebody on your team. That's another idea. Someone who's not really looking to, you know, build this thing, so it's not going to take away from them. Someone who wants to earn just a little bit. I mean, like, you know, just a couple things to take off your plate, you know?
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Yeah. I definitely think, I like that idea though, Jen, with like asking people, we need to do that more, you know? And I do also think that like, I think it's good that we're like, you know, coming together and like going to be on like Liz's call. And I think it's better that like all of us are working closely now too, because I do just feel like it's good to be able to go off and do your own thing. Like you want people to do that obviously and get that kind of independency, but I also feel like sometimes in the end it can almost hurt you because then it's like everyone's all doing their own thing and there's just like a couple people here, a couple people here, a couple people there. And I just feel like when you put your heads all together, like kind of like in this group, we can help all of our teams become better. You know what I mean?
Yeah. We just did that with our with Clean Week. Like we all kind of split off and did our own thing, which I think was important.
Yep.
You know, like when Angela and Kristen, like we've kind of all started at the same time, and I think we needed to do that to take ownership and leadership and you know whatever. But we decided to do our Clean Week like a big team wide, like everybody, and it's been awesome. And I was like, gosh, you know, like Kristen, like you just said, there was some power in like even your challenge groups. Because you get so much more interaction, even if all the coaches are engaged, it keeps your coaches engaged, it keeps your challengers engaged. I mean, just something to, like you said, think about, like kind of, looking at that again.
Yeah, I think so.
I think I'm going to invite my coaches who they're not, I don't think they're inviting, they're in my challenge groups, but they're not even posting every day as a challenger. I think I'm going to ask those coaches to take a day. Like, because that empowers them, it gives them the feeling that they can be a leader again. You know, it helped me. You know, I wouldn't have just jumped off and started my own right away. I don't know. I didn't have enough confidence to do that at first.
Yeah, I think that like we have to be the ones to like put the confidence in them first. You know what I mean? And definitely, like you said, Kristen, like you know, empower them. It's the same thing like when Keith Callahan asked me to run his Coach Basics when I was like 2 months in as a coach. I was like, holy crap, me? Like, oh shit, I've only been doing this for 2 months, but I showed up and did it. So I think like going forward, like I think it really will help with like duplicating in our teams by like number one, like empowering them and assigning people. I think I'm just gonna look at all of my coaches, and even it doesn't even matter if they're hitting Success Club or not, because this might motivate them. You know what I mean? And make them feel.
I
like,
agree.
oh,
I think it shouldn't matter.
She thinks that much of me that she wants me to post on her team page about this. Like, oh my god. And I'm just going to go through and I'll have them maybe do it like 3 times a week. Like I'll pick 3 different people, you know, that way I can like go live like once a week or whatever. Cause it's after a while, it's like you just become white noise to the team. It's like,
That's how I feel on my team page. I feel like they don't even listen to my lives anymore.
I know. But you got to do it because there's always somebody listening. Like I get messages still, because even when I do mine, like I'm like, damn it, like I wish more people would listen to me. What the fuck?
Yeah.
But I won't see any traction. But then I'll get like messages from people like, thank you so much for doing those live videos. Like don't stop doing them. They help me so much. And so you just got to keep doing them. But I think going forward, I'm going to just look at my list and I'm just going to reach out to them on like Sunday night or Friday, like tomorrow, and just be like, hey, listen, I want to start, sharing some tips in the team page, like real basic, simple tips. Like, do you want to be in charge of doing it on, Monday? And I'll ask 3 people, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, or something like that, like a tip of the day. And what was the other thing that we said? There was something else. What was it? Didn't somebody say something else? Was it you, Courtney? No.
I don't know. But another thing I've been telling my girls, and I think that they're actually doing, like, as far as talking to people, I keep telling them, like, so this stresses 2 things. Posting. I said, you need to post so that those are the people you build your lists from to talk to daily, like the people that are commenting or liking.
Right.
And I'm like, and it's a total easy in. I send them my 2 little scripts, like whether it's a simple thank you or if it's a thank you with an invite attached, if it's like a fitness post. And I'm like, and start there, like easy.
Yeah.
And I
That's
think
perfect.
some of them are doing it. I don't know.
Yeah.
They say they are, but
it is true. It's like, I feel like, because I talked to like one of my newer coaches today, and it's like, you think she's going to be like Melanie Metro, okay? Because it's like she's read The Slight Edge, Compound Effect, the 5-minute rule. She has this huge binder. She printed out every single thing. She's done every single Coach Basics things in the world, but she hasn't taken any action yet, So it's like, I feel like as simple as possible. Like I tried, telling her today, like, listen, all that stuff is great. That's awesome. But don't let it paralyze you. You can't be a perfectionist. Like you got to get out there and, like, I think like helping them, like you said, Courtney, like help them make that first post. It's like the simple thing, like when people like your post, teaching them that, all right, like you got to check that every day. You're like something simple like that. Like that could be a tip of the day in your team page. Like at the end of the day, before you go to sleep, look at the post that you made, make a list of everybody who liked and commented on it.
Yes.
Those will be your messages, and your connections are going to make the following day. Here's a sample little thing that you can say, like whatever. And it can be just here's a couple little things that you could say. So I was trying to tell her that in the call, that like, listen, like you got to get yourself out there and just, make that post and connect with those people. I feel like people are getting stuck with like the trainings and all that stuff, and they're kind of being paralyzed. They don't really know like what to do next. Do you know what I mean?
And there's always so many trainings. Like I know, like my girls, like it's like they get confused. Like it's like, all right, you have a team call, then they're like, there's a wake up call, and then there's Forever Strong call, and then there's this push, and they're like, I just feel like it's all too much for them, especially if they're not like business builders like we were. You know what I mean? Where it's just like it's too overwhelming.
Right. Like if you're in this for the business, it's like
right.
You're gonna do it.
I'm like hesitant to even post about November to Remember in my page because already I've put a couple, like I've told him about your push group and I told him about this. And I'm like, I don't even like want to put that in there because I think it's just too much. They're going to be like, all right, what?
I know. It is.
So I kind of pick and choose.
It's way too much. Like, as a matter of fact, sometimes it's like you just have to say no to certain things and do like what's best for your team. Because like, for example, I know like Liz is going to be kicking off some 2-week like training thing. I don't know. She wanted all the leaders to get involved in it and all this other shit. And it's supposed to start Monday, when our push is supposed to start. And I haven't done a diamond push like with the team in a long time. And I feel like I don't know. I just feel like these are things that I was doing before on a consistent basis to help move momentum. And it's like, it just, So I had that planned, and it's like, I can't do another group. And I can't tell the team about another group.
Yeah.
And honestly, like when I was looking at kind of like the people who are going to be in it, I'm just kind of like, I don't know, like they're all struggling in their business. Like, I don't know, like I want the team to be fired up and stuff. And like Dana's crushing it. You know what I mean? Her team's crushing it. And I just feel like okay, now we've all got our heads together. And like, I feel, this is part of my problem. I feel bad sometimes saying no, but I also know that, oh my God, like if I sprung something else now on people, it'd be like, are you kidding me? Like what? I thought we were supposed to be doing the diamond thing on Monday. Now we're doing this thing.
Yeah.
So I had to say no. But what are you going to do, you know?
Well, it's like Keith, you know, Keith says like when he has a group or going on or something, like that's all they do for the entire duration of the group. Like that's all he posts about. He tells them like, this is your only focus. It's this one group.
Right.
Like you're not going to worry about anything else. And we're just going to, and like,
exactly.
I don't know.
And that's what I love about it.
But I mean, that's one thing when you have like multiple people working.
Right.
It's like,
exactly. So that's what I wanted, like the end of this year push to be like the purpose driven push, like was so that everyone ends the year, because this is the time, you know, this is the struggle bus city, right? With all the holidays and all sorts of stuff. But I wanted everybody to just kind of reconnect with why they're here, like with what their vision is, and to get fired up, because the more fired up you are, then the more fired up your team is. And then the easier it is to actually duplicate what you're doing. Like your coaches are going to be more likely to duplicate that when they see that energy and that enthusiasm. So stay tuned, because I'm going to be asking you guys to, you know, share certain things and stuff like that throughout the training. I think it'll be good.
I myself still have to join, and I have
oh yes, you have to join.
I have one coach that wants to.
Honestly, like I feel like sometimes as like leaders, like when you have our teams like this, like you set the bar like so high, and you might be like so far away from it, and then you might look at your team and be like, well, not that many people are doing anything, or no one's doing anything. Like, why am I going to push for another goal? But I feel like, well, this is the time when you should be freaking like pushing it. Sometimes I feel like sometimes you could put like your goals, you know, on the back burner a little bit and just be like, oh, whatever. Like, it is what it is. It's just going to stay like this. But then like no one will ever move. Like no one will ever grow. If that's the way it is. So we're all freaking pushing and we're all moving, me included. We're doing this. Ending the year strong, baby. That's one of the good things about being down here in Florida is that this time of year now, when I'd be back up at home, the weather would start to change. I could kind of feel the end of the year coming. It's like every day is the same here. So I'm like, let's go. Like my energy has never been this high this time of year. So I'm like, let's do it, team. We're going. And I'm excited that like we're all working together like this too, because I want to start to plan like a leader retreat. Like no more of this. I don't know. I'm not doing what I did before in the past. So even though I put the huge ass deposit down on the other house, I don't even care. I want to do like a leader thing specific, because I just feel like, I don't know, it'll be more intimate, it'll be more special, and I'll be able to do like better things, like if it's smaller, like the leaders on the team. So stay tuned.
All right. Awesome.
All right, guys. All right. So going forward, that's our new plan. That's going to be my new plan. I don't know. I hope that helped. I've just been like really, really thinking back to like what I did when I was like a new baby coach. And I just feel like it was those things. Like I really had success like with duplicating when I was in the team page like that, just doing basic tips of the day. So, I mean, every day I was doing a basic tip in the team page. So I'm going to go back to that. I'm going to take the advice like Jen said and get other people in charge that can take more ownership. And I'm going to really pump the shit up about this purpose-driven push thing. And I am literally rallying the team. Like if you're not in this thing yet, you're getting a message from me by tomorrow being like, what are you doing? You said your goals were this. You said you wanted your life to look like this. This is where it starts. Like, come on. Like I'm going to be bold with people. So you guys should do that too with your team. Obviously not people who are just in this for, to get their shape covered. But people who are looking to like, do something need to be in it so they can get inspired and stuff like that, because you guys are all awesome leaders, and everybody in the downline from our team and Dana's team is going to hear. And then same thing with our team. We're going to be hearing from her plus other leaders that she has on her team. So we want to take advantage of that. But all right, cool guys. So I'm going to hop on. Liz is calling now, but I appreciate you guys being here. This is fun. I love seeing you guys. We will stick with 8 p.m. calls from now on going forward.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Perfect.
All right, bye girls. I love you.
Bye. Love you too.
Bye.